For the EPW file, what we have to do is swap out over here. Well, technically you could just swap it out here too. Yeah, let's do it that way. Basically, this EPW thing, the open EPW and stat, if you recall from earlier in the semester, what that's doing is it's going to the web and it's downloading basically a giant zip folder with a whole bunch of different types of weather data file types. It's extracting the EPWs from the stat files, and then it's plugging the EPW in. We already have our EPW right here, right? So under our folder. So we can just plug that in to this input, and we don't need to do the open EPW and stat. So we can get rid of that and that and that. And to load it, go up to params and primitive and file path. So with this one, we are doing it in Palm Springs. So I'm going to rename it to Palm Springs. Again, if you forget, right-click it to rename it. And then I'm going to set one file path and navigate to its location. Hit open, and then plug it in.
Hello, ARC16421.
So now currently I have my toggle set to true, so it's any change I make, it's going to recalculate. If you don't want it to recalculate, toggle it back to false, and then do some new settings, and then toggle it back to true only when you want it to go on. So when this one is done, I'm going to change my toggle, and then go back into it. Oh, freezing a little bit.
Yeah, but it's still frozen.
Yeah, these computers.
We should write a strongly worded letter to administration. Maybe tell them to give us
All right. I'll pause for a moment while we load. Okay, so our file finally loaded. It doesn't look all that different right now. It looks like we kind of still have the cool back. We have the hot spot in the center, and our wall is predominantly yellow. So there are a couple more things that I want to do to this to get it ready to really analyze my condition. First and foremost, I want to get rid of kind of all this context stuff that comes preloaded. To get rid of that, all you really have to do is go to this, your last radiation analysis component and remove the connection to context.
just remove it completely.
Yeah, right-click it, go to disconnect, and disconnect the BREPs. Now, what you should be aware of, I need to toggle my true back to false too. What you should be aware of is that that geometry really is still living down here. And if you really want to get rid of it, either just delete it, turn it off. You can turn all these off like that, or you could delete it all. However, the context does play a role in the analysis. So if you have a very tall feature that's in front of your building, it would serve you well to model it, plug it into context, so that it will analyze that condition obstructing it. The other thing that I want to do is set an analysis period. So Wesley's question was, how do you set the analysis period? It's under Ladybug, under panel 1, called Analyze Weather. And it's this one that's right up top. It's called Ladybug Analysis Period. And this one you should be familiar with. We have the month as an integer from 1 to 12, the day between 1 and 31, the hour 1 to 24, and then you can say the 2 month, the 2 day, and the 2 hour. If you want to analyze it for just one particular moment, then the from and the to would, I guess, be the same. Or you might have to separate it by 1. But we could try it theoretically here. So what day do you guys want to analyze? Let's throw out some numbers.
Summer.
What's that?
Summer solstice.
All right, so that was that June 22nd?
June 22nd.
All right. So we've got June 22nd. So June is 6. The 22nd is our day. And what do you want to do? Solar noon? High noon?
I think it's like about 11:50 or something. You could put it 12.
All right, yeah, we're just going to do 12. And I guess let's try plugging the 2 in here. We might have to do like a 1 hour range. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Same time and end time are identical. So what I'll do is just change my 2 hour to be 1 hour later. So from 12 to 1
1?
or
I
13.
don't know if it runs on military time.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we've got our analysis period. We can plug that into the analysis period right here for the select sky matrix. Is that what it is? Matrix, probably? Yeah. Let's do this. I'll group that because we modified that. I'll group this because we modified that. And at that point, we should theoretically be able to run it. So that's what I'll do now. There you go. All right. So it looks like...
1 a.m., right?
What's that?
Did it take 1 a.m.? Because I highly doubt all these walls are cold.
Yeah.
Because it's above 79-degree angle. Makes sense.
Well, not really, because the kilowatt hours are really low. Like 1.81. That doesn't seem right to me. Interesting. All right. Well, oh. That's right. No. Okay, I got this. So kilowatt hours per meter squared is going to be measured based on cumulative time. So when we did the analysis on our building before, it had something like 1,600 kilowatt hours, and that's because it was measuring throughout the entire year. So in this 1 hour on this one day, we get like 1.8.
Oh, so you need to change the balance?
Well, no, that's just what we get. At the highest, right, we're getting somewhere from, above 1.81. Because it's only during 1 hour. Multiply that times 365 times 24, and that's the whole year. So anyway, let's get back to the building itself. I don't really know why this would be considered blue, but yes, you would be able to change your legend par if you wanted to change the range. So we're not going to do that right now because what I do want to do is begin to model this and see the changes. Actually, maybe I should change that because if it's all blue, then yeah, let's do that. Let's do a legend par. Let me see how we're doing on time for the video. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here and we'll go into setting up, calibrating our range, and then we will start to actually modify the geometry so that we can see how easy it is to actually design with this tool.